Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. Madam Clerk, can we please call the meeting to order?
Yes. Yes, Madam Commissioner. Before you, you should have the statement that this meeting was officially recognized. You're on mute, Commissioner.
I have before me certification from the clerk that this meeting is in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Madam Clerk, please call the meeting to order.
Okay. Madam Chair, I'm going to do the roll call. And Commissioner Cooper?
Here.
Commissioner Gill, absent. Commissioner Graham, absent. Commissioner Johnson, absent. Commissioner Luciano.
Here.
Commissioner Mercado.
Here.
Commissioner Siebel, absent. Commissioner Vice President Pomares.
Here.
Commissioner President Richardson, absent. Roll call is completed, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. This is a meeting, a committee meeting of the Trap, Neuter, and Release committee meeting today, Wednesday, May 5th. And I am the chair, and I want to thank my fellow commissioners for joining me this afternoon. And I want to introduce the administration. Administrator Jackson, can you please tell us who's with us this afternoon?
Yes, Madam Chair. I'm going to introduce Matt Dooley, who works with the administration. He's going to introduce our guests. We also have Jessica Flores here from the administration, and Matt's going to introduce our guests from the outside.
Sure. Thank you, Robert. So from the Matthew Dooley, County Office Administrator, from the American Humane Society, we have Jerry Rosenthal and Pam Parasio. I'd like to say hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And then we also have, I believe, Michelle Broadbeck.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm from People for Animals, and also I am with CPAW NJ, which is a volunteer-based TNR group in Essex County.
Thank you. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I just want to bring to your attention that we have our counsel, Michael Polavecchio, also joining us.
Thank you, Michael, for joining us this afternoon. Thank you, administration. I want to relax the rules and just go right into our agenda. Administrator Jackson, can you guys give us an overview of how the program functioned last year? What did we spend? What did we do? And what are our plans for this upcoming year, please?
You're on mute. You're on mute.
Oh, God. And I was so eloquent, too. I gotta...
Oh, you have to start all over. Hopefully we get a good version at the second attempt.
Right. I apologize. Jessica Flores, Madam Chair, who's administrative assistant in our office, has the numbers, and she's going to run through those with your permission. Jess?
Hi, everyone. How are you? For the numbers that we have, they're just coming in from 2019 till current. We might have one that we have to add, but right now we're up to a total of 13,725, and that serviced 282 felines. And that's for location-wise, it just varies on the different locations that they have at the time.
Okay, Jess, could you tell us how much did we initially appropriate, please?
I believe for 2019 was 5,000, and then for 2020 it was 25,000, and 2021 was 25,000.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
And if you wish, Madam Chair, I also have that 13,000 broken out by year that we spent. So in year 2019, we spent $325. In 2020, $8,850. And so far in 2021, we've spent $4,550. And hoping, that that number is going to increase exponentially as we start gearing up and less COVID and better weather and all those kind of good things. So just wanted that breakdown by year. You're on mute, Madam Chair.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm keeping you on mute. I have a house full of kids home early today with school.
Understood.
So that background noise would drown everybody out right now. Is the Groupon who conduct these services for us, are they here, Administrator?
Yes.
Can we hear from them, please, and tell us about some of the municipalities that was served by you in 19, 20, and up to date in 2021, please?
Belleville, Orange.
I'm sorry, can you state your name and organization for the record?
Sorry, Pam Parisio.
With American Humane. Just, right. I was going to say, with your organization as well.
Yes,
So,
Associated Humane Society, and I'm the mobile unit coordinator.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
So we do Belleville, Bloomfield, Newark, Orange. So far.
Irvington.
I haven't seen Irvington. I've just started in 2021.
So
Right.
St. Hubert's actually covers Irvington.
I'm sorry, what was that?
My name is Emma Dolan. I'm the TNR specialist for St. Hubert's, and we actually cover Irvington.
All right, thank you.
I'm sorry, that's right. Okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Jackson. So is St. Hubert's participating with us since they're not with the group? How did we allocate this money? Did we allocate it to an individual organization or just in general? And both groups can receive some funding for their services?
I would put it that our agreement is with Associated, and I believe I put it that St. Hubert's is subcontracting, if you will, to some degree with Associated.
Okay, thank you. All right. So Ms. Dolan, in Irvington, is your process similar to the way Associated Humane is running, or is it a little bit different?
I recently started. We only started with Irvington a couple of months ago. As my background is TNR for 25 years.
Okay.
With St. Hubert's for almost 6. When we started our animal control contract, part of our contract is TNR.
Okay.
So we felt like that was an area that really, really needs our help. So I am out there every week. I mean, my numbers I just did my April numbers, and it's just me, myself, and I. I'm part of the community outreach team. Although TNR is usually considered animal control, I am part of our community outreach team. So some of the things that I've done in Irvington is just getting out there in the community. For the month of April, I was able to TNR 29 cats. And for community outreach, which are owned cats that are not spayed or neutered, I did 14.
That's a fantastic job for you to be a single warrior in doing this. So thank you for all that good work.
Love it. I would like I'm hoping to just really connect with everyone. I would like to do more. We're hoping to do more.
Well, that's a great segue, Administrator Jackson, to one of the questions from our last committee meeting a couple months ago. Have you gotten anywhere with helping us to figure out, Mr. Jackson, how to put on one of those training groups? We've gotten that request from community advocates about teaching more people how to track properly so that we can help the good work that Ms. Dolan and Ms. Pam is doing for the Humane American Society.
I'd like to add, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I was going to say our guest can speak to that.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, this is Jerry Rosenthal from the Associated Humane Society. I think, we have also here Michelle Broadbeck, who's working with PFA, who Associated Humane partners regularly with. One of the things that we're doing is using Michelle to educate our ACO officers to be community representatives out in the field, because they're their first line of defense out there. So we've been putting on programs for them to take out the information, as they go out into the communities. We also will be pursuing, as the restrictions, are lifted slowly, putting on additional humane education programs for the community, just to raise people's education about the reasons why TNVR is the most effective way of handling community cat issues. Michelle, would you like to add something at this point?
Sure. So through PFA just recently, I started to.
I'm sorry, Michelle, put your name
Sure.
and organization on the record, please. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. My name is Michelle Broadbeck. I am with People for Animals. And recently we have started to host more virtual workshops. I recently did one actually just last week, where I did a virtual TNR workshop where I went over sort of the basics of how to perform it yourself in your community, and also how to access resources in your local community also. And Essex County fortunately does have this resource, which is fantastic. Not a lot of other counties do have that. And they also do have Emma through St. Hubert's, which is another fantastic resource. I would be happy to help as far as putting on any additional workshops and trainings for staff members of AHS or for community members in any of these towns in Essex County. I would be happy to do that. And I think that's it, virtual or in person as the time goes on and restrictions are lifted. So hopefully that helps.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much. That was exciting news to receive. I know our communities that are interested in TNR and working with this cat population will be excited to hear that we, in the interim, can do some virtual workshops to get people educated and empowered around addressing this issue. And then in the future, put some future dates together for in-person training session to help people learn how to properly trap and administer to this population.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much for your comments. So Administrator Jackson, we allocated $25,000. It sounds like we're off and going. Associated Humane Society is moving along pretty nicely, considering that we're only 4 or 5 months into the year and you've already spent $4,500.
Actually, through this is Jerry Rosenthal again, through May 3rd, when the bills go in, we'll be up to about $5,500.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's really, really good to hear. Are there any communities within the county that you are not servicing that you would like to service, but you need some more outreach or relationship with some of the municipalities? Are there any?
Pam?
Orange.
So you need some help with Orange.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if Pam, I would love to help you. I used to work there, have some relationships with some folks. I can make some connections for you to see if we can get that same level of engagement that you're having in the other municipalities within Orange.
Thank you so much.
No problem. I'll pass along my number to you so you can give me a call. Any questions, concerns from my fellow commissioners?
Madam Chair, I'd like to say something.
Please, Commissioner.
Thank you. First of all, thanks to everyone involved. I know that this is a lot of work and it goes above and beyond, right? So we're very grateful for that. I know when I was a little tyke, my sisters belonged to a group called Animals Need You, and I was always there doing the same thing. I have cat allergies, so I focus on dogs. So, but it's very important, the work that we do. I think one of the problems that groups like yours face is partnerships with agencies like ours, right? And so I think I like to suggest a metric that I think would have a lot of impact in reporting the success of a program like this. And so, and I don't know, I'm not the expert. So this is what I'm going to ask you if you can suggest, and then we can include this metric. So I figured for the feral cats, in a lifespan, the average lifespan of a female feral cat, I don't know, let's say it's 10 years, let's say. And in the course of that 10 years, what would be a reasonable average number of litters that cat would have? And so that we can then determine over the course of years, if we spayed or, let's say 100 cats, what would have likely have been the outcome had that cat not been spayed? because that number is going to grow exponentially. And I think that's the metric that people need to see so that you can say, look, I know that spaying 200 cats doesn't sound like a lot, but that 200 could have been, I don't know, 3,000, and show some kind of important number. So if you can guide us with a metric that says, look, on average, here's a good formula for the average female feral cat that is spayed, we probably avoided, X amount of kittens in the future. And I think that would help us to sell the success of this program. I have no doubt this is going to be successful. I think it's already being successful, and the pandemic just kind of sidelined everything a little bit. But I can see the value here. I think everyone here sees the value in it. And so if we can arrange that metric and include that in our reporting, male cats, female cats, estimated amount of kittens that, as a result of being spayed, were not brought into the community, in those conditions, because it's difficult, right? And it's not only just the number of cats, but it's also the tough life that they live, the impact that they have. So I think that we have to show the numbers are important. I think the justification for the program is important, but that metric I think is so critically important in trying to shop this to every county. If every county did something like this, I think you'd see a severe reduction in the population of feral cats, which would be good for all involved. And so I like to suggest that metric, and if we can include that, moving forward, since we're sort of still in the beginning phases, and I think now post-pandemic, we're going to be running on a very regular basis. I'd love to be able to see that. And Madam Chair, I think for our reporting purposes at our meetings, I think that needs to be articulated as well. So that, when we do our PR and, showboat the success of this, and, we share the information about, hey, the mobile unit's coming, to, Belleville or Bloomfield or wherever it's going to go, Orange. There's some good information behind that. So I just wanted to offer those suggestions. Thank you for the time.
I just want to chime in really quick. Again, Michelle Rodbeck with PFA. I think that's a fantastic idea. I am always driven personally in my work by metrics and data. I used to work for the city of Philadelphia to manage a very similar program as far as TNR for the whole city. And you do want to see a couple of different things happening. One, at the shelter, you really want to see a reduction in intake over time. That's a big one. And I think your idea about how many litters have we potentially prevented is another great one. And it could be, even if this is tracked by the shelter, a reduction in complaints about cats also. That's another really good one. So just wanted to offer that.
Just to add on to what Michelle is saying, this is Jerry Rosenthal again, proactively, at Associated Humane, we can take a look at where cats are coming in from, and and identify them by block. Mm-hmm. And where we see groups of cats, we can then send out our ACO officers to investigate who's feeding, where the problem is, and then educate the people involved in terms of doing the right thing.
Because we trap them by every TNR cat that comes in. The street is where they were tracked. Right. Yeah, we have the address. We have the address. At least the street. Yeah.
Well, Commissioner Vice President, it sounds like you started something that's real meaningful that can help us be more impactful. So if we can incorporate some of that information into our reporting, because I think Commissioner Vice President is right that we should kind of quantify and report out the impact that our funding is having on this population. And certainly if we can start to drill down and see the location where these cats are being trapped, can help us then target the information for those specific communities. So yes, Commissioner Jackson, can we incorporate that as a request into our reporting, in the reporting for the Associated Humane Society when they report back to us? What is the reporting, quarterly that they're doing?
Yeah, we're doing quarterly reporting. We'll try to figure out like a heat map or something like that we could use so you could see where they're coming from, and then we can fold into Vice President Pomaris' suggestion about, the math and what that translates to. So we'll try to put together, we'll have a fancy report for you, the next one that we do. It'll be, some of the metrics, and also I think we can, again, show it so you can see it on a map or something like that, county map, to show where they're coming from, and we'll work on it.
That would be great. And then borrowing from Michelle's experience in Philadelphia, I think some of the things that she highlighted is another test for us to see our impact. The number of cats coming into shelters could be another good thing. So I think that's a great idea, Administrator Jackson. Thank you. Commissioners, any other questions or concerns that you have?
Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Mercado. Go ahead.
Yes, let me first say thank you for your leadership heading this subcommittee. It's great to have you at the helm. And to Jerry and Pam and Michelle and Emma, thank you very much for the work that you do to help us address this important issue in our community. Just like Vice President Carlos said, I think the data is so critical in the work that we do, and we need to show the success of a program. And it's good to do it early on as opposed to midway and then try to backtrack. But I also think it's important as we move forward is promoting this program to other communities in Essex County. And in particular, I represent Newark, the North Ward and the East Ward primarily, and some of Central Ward. So Jerry, in Newark, who do you work with in the city of Newark? Are you completely citywide, or are you broken up into wards?
Yeah, Pam, you want to talk?
Yes, we get TNR cats from Miss Pat's Cats. If that's the cats that come in from Newark or from Miss Pat.
And we also do with one of the other organizations. R&M Rock and Rescue, that's like Belleville, that area, Bloomfield, and Sequoia is same area, Belleville, Nutley, Bloomfield, places like that. But Miss Pat helps us out in Newark.
Yeah, there's an organization in the North Ward here, the Forest Hill Community Association. There is several volunteers. There's a subcommittee within that organization that are volunteers and trying to do some TNR work. So I would like to definitely have them connect with you guys so that we can broaden our base and look at some targeted areas where we can promote and provide the service to those areas that are most in need. So I will check back with you, Jerry and Pam.
Great. Yeah,
and
I would encourage that. Right now, we are doing surgeries out of our mobile van, which is located in front of the building. We do have plans to expand our indoor clinic, which will allow us to provide more surgeries to the community later on in the year.
Absolutely. And I think they will benefit from, the training that Michelle was talking about, and as well as just coordinating, that mobile van as well. And the more we can work together with the various groups that value this particular area, I think everyone benefits. So thank you very much.
For to explore with these groups, it is a mobile van that and bringing the mobile van to the people rather than having them come to us.
Absolutely, and it's just a matter of planning and coordination, right? So I think we are moving forward. I think we can definitely make some connections with some community groups and your organizations, and we can grow this. So thank you very much again for the work that you do, and I look forward to being engaged in assisting in the coordination and in linking organizations to your organization so that we can all better serve our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Mercado. From listening to Commissioner Mercado, two questions came to mind. Can you guys give us a schedule of the locations where the mobile van will be if it's moving around right now? so that we could equally post that and send that out to our community-based organizations and share that information. We also would like a schedule or to work with you guys to schedule a virtual TNR training session so that we can get our community groups plugged in directly to you to get that information firsthand. So can you guys do that for?
Yeah, with regard to your first question, right now the mobile van is pretty much staying put given the pandemic. We are looking to start getting it back on the road and could work with various groups where we have, you know, a certain number of people signed up for surgeries where it makes sense to take it out for a particular day. And secondly, we'd be happy to, you know, help organize, you know, a program, you know, we've done in the past with in conjunction with Michelle Broadbeck, who, as you can tell, brings a lot of experience, especially from down in Philadelphia. And you know, we put on a joint program with her.
Thank you. That sounds wonderful. How are people? So, are people bringing the cats to your location directly for services?
Yes, that is correct.
Yes.
Can you tell me the hours and the location for the public that's listening right now in case?
Go ahead.
Anyone that needs services from the mobile, they would have to call me. It's by appointment only right now. We have to scatter the appointments, unfortunately, with social distancing. We have TNR days are Mondays. We have wellness days on Wednesdays and male cat neuters on Thursday.
So you want to provide them your phone number?
Yes, it's 973-824-7080, extension 118. And they can call me and I will set them up with a appointment for any kind of services that they will need from the mobile.
Through you, Madam Chair, would you kindly repeat slowly the number again? Your contact number?
Your Pam, why don't you?
973-824-7080, extension 118.
Thank you. Any other commissioners have any questions, comments, concerns? Commissioner Luciano.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to first thank everyone for being on this committee call. You know, my commissioner colleagues, our clerk, our staff, and to everyone that's helping us out in this Essex County tremendously with the trap, neuter, and release. I just wanted to piggyback on top of what we were talking about by saying it would be really nice if we could create some kind of literature or, you know, some kind of virtual flyer that we as commissioners can share and we could pass along to local municipal elected officials and other members that are active in the community. I think this is amazing what we're doing. And I know that this is just really the beginning of hopefully something that can grow and continue in Essex County. But I think the one way that we can make this, how can I say it, you know, more effective and open it up to, you know, more feral animals and to folks in different communities is by having something that we could share. I haven't seen it. Maybe there is something. If there is, you know, I would ask our clerk or through you, Madam Chair, to please distribute that, you know, any kind of flyers or information, you know, or like I said, anything that we have virtually that, you know, maybe not made out of paper. I know we do everything now, you know, via email and, you know, text message, and it just would be nice to have something. So I wanted to put that on the record. I don't know if there's anything out there, but in order for us to really get this out there and for me to be able to share it, which I would love to, is I need something in my hands. So can we make a note of that?
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Luciano. Pat and Jerry, Pam and Jerry, do you guys have a flyer with some of the information that you just shared, that we can distribute it to my fellow commissioners, as well as the municipalities and community groups? Like you just was mentioning certain days that you guys do certain things, and with your phone number, can you get us something?
Absolutely. I have some flyers. I can send everything to Jessica and Matthew.
That's perfect, and they will certainly they will share it with us. Great. I have a question from a constituent that I'd like to ask you. The question is, can you talk about the impact of feral cats on our local bird population?
You want me to take that one, Jerry?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Michelle, you take that one. You can start.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's up to you.
That's why I'm kicking it to you. I couldn't answer.
No, it's okay. So certainly there is absolutely an impact. I think a lot of people in animal welfare like to talk about how, there is no impact, or that, this and that. There certainly is. But what we're proposing and what we want to do is we want less cats outside over time, and we want an efficient, realistic plan to get there. And I think if we're talking about, environmentally sensitive areas, parks, things like that, we're having a whole nother conversation, but I think we're talking about residential areas, communities, the number of birds that are actually killed by cats. A lot of people, there's a big gap in what is predicted, upper end and lower end. So it's really hard to get an exact number, but absolutely that is an impact. And I don't think anybody, at least me personally, I don't think that I am arguing that there aren't negative impacts of cats. There absolutely are. But what I really want to propose is that we want a realistic solution, and we want to get to that point. I think a lot of things are thrown around, like we should do this or we should do that. And that doesn't really involve the community in a positive way. If we're just talking about, hey, we're just going to come through and because cats are killing birds, we're going to kill all the cats. Your constituents don't want to hear that. And as much as they may not want to hear that they're killing, birds either, again, we just want a realistic plan. And I had one other thing to say and I forgot what it was, but if it comes to me, I will chime in again. Unless Emma wants to say something, or Jerry.
No, I would just echo what Michelle has said. The fact of the matter is, it has been proven that, eliminating the cats, from a situation doesn't eliminate the problem. New cats come into the area. And so, you haven't addressed the problem. I think what Michelle says is correct, is that over time, we decrease the number of community cats out there, and therein lies sort of the ecological balance, so to speak, between the two species.
Oh, I remember now. The top 3 or top 4 number 1 killer of native bird species are human related. So cat is probably number 5 or 6 down on the list there, and other predators as well. So again, not trying to say that, we all should just, quit at what we're trying to do. I think we want to come up with a plan and execute that plan. And hopefully over time, we don't have cats outside. That's the goal.
Oh, thank you for responding and helping me give a constituent an answer to their question. Madam Clerk, if there's no more questions from my fellow commissioners, are there any questions or comments from members of the public?
Madam Chair, at this time, I have none.
Okay, well, commissioners, is there any other topic concerning anything that I missed, or Administrator Jackson, anything that I didn't cover that you'd like to share?
For me, Madam Chair, I think I did an excellent job. We got some homework to do, which we'll get started on, and looking forward to the next meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. I want to thank my fellow commissioners. Vice President Primaris, do you have anything?
I do. I can't help but think of this committee and our favorite advocate, Charlotte Gala. So I just want to give a shout out to Charlotte, because she really gave us a lot of important testimony in the very beginning. And the fact that this committee is happening, is a testament to all of the fine people who we see working here, many advocates, And Charlotte was, a very friendly reminder at all of our meetings, very warm and welcoming. So I want to give a shout out to Charlotte because I know she's not in this meeting here, but I'm sure she's listening. And I'm sure she'd give us a nice warm meow if she were here with us today. So I do want to acknowledge her and to all the other volunteer throughout, whether they're organizing groups or they're just individuals. Your work does make a difference, and if you help us, with our organized effort, no contribution is too small. It'll make a difference. And so I thank you, Madam Chair. I also want to share my gratitude for an excellent committee in general, not just today's meeting, but for all the work that you've done. It should be commended. And I thank my commissioner colleagues as well as the administration and our staff for helping us, look as good as we can out here and doing our work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vice President Parmeras. I appreciate all your wonderful words and especially highlighting Mama Meow. She has kept us focused and diligent with working on this worthy issue. Even in the pandemic, she would not let us forget about the feral cats, and we love her and we thank her tremendously for all of that, as well as the organizations. You guys have stepped up to our call to help us address this, and you're helping us put together comprehensive, structured, realistic plan, and we appreciate you for all that you do. My colleagues, thank you so much for joining us. Administrator Jackson, you and your team for making us look good and easy, and to the clerk's staff, you guys.
You went on mute.
You're on mute, ma'am.
You're on mute.
I'm sorry, it's those kids again. A little hand crept up on the side as I'm talking.
And should I take it personally when you said the clerk, you went on mute?
Oh God, no! See now my son's going. Oh, you gonna get because you hit the mute button at the wrong time. Clerk staff, thank you guys so much for always pitching in and helping us to keep helping our constituents. We greatly appreciate you. So, if our hearts and minds are clear, I want to entertain a motion to end our meeting because I think we've addressed everything that was on our agenda. Thank you guys all so much.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Stay safe, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you again.
All right, bye-bye.
Madam Chair, this is Lionel.